Nice. Immerse me in your splendour. Hopefully today they do immerse us in their splendour. We don't see it very often. We've not seen any splendour this season, but hopefully we see it today. Cup final morning, cup final day. It's been a mad week because of all the talk of managers. Pochettino got sacked. There was talk about De Zerbi. McKenna came into it. Breaking news on Thursday about us talking to McKenna. Jesus, the Marzio thing where it's been said that he's Ten Hag will definitely leave after the cup final. Ten Hag coming out saying he's been told he's staying. There's all kinds of background that is nothing to do with the game, but at the end of the day, it's the FA Cup final, and the team has a responsibility to go out on the pitch and try and do something special. I'm going to cover the angle of how will all this stuff that's come out in the last few days affect the team. Now it shouldn't have any impact on the team. I think if you're a player who really wants Erik ten Hag to stay, you'll go and give it one last go, give everything for the shirt. If you don't want him to go, if you don't want him to stay, if you want him to leave, then he's going. You've got what you wanted, so you should be able to play with freedom. You should be able to enjoy yourself, knowing that you're probably going to stay and you're going to get another chance. It's not like it's not a situation where you've got 5 games to go, 6 games to go. You know the manager's definitely going, and you're just going to down tools. It's an FA Cup final. It's one game. It supersedes any other situation that's going on around the club. So just go and play. I'm not making excuses for the players. This, if anything, can be used as a positive. I think the team has to come together. Ten Hag has to use it as fuel for his fire. If that works, great. We'll play Man City. We're underdogs. We're massive underdogs, and the likelihood of us winning anyway is probably pretty slim. But we've got a chance, so we've got a puncher's chance. Just go and throw a few punches, see if we can land one. So let's preview the game, almost as if the last few days haven't happened, if that's possible. My team, if possible, if players are fit, would be Onana in goal, left back Dalot, left-sided centre-back Martinez, right-sided centre-back Varane, right-sided centre-back, right back Wan-Bissaka. I'd have Casemiro starting the game in the holding midfield role with Mainu and Fernandes. I'd have Ahmad either right or left, Garnacho either right or left, and Højlund up front. I would bring Amrabat on with about 70 minutes gone because I don't think Casemiro can last any longer than that. I certainly wouldn't play Casemiro at centre-back. But it depends how fit Varane is. So I don't know. I'm not sure in terms of fitness. That could change that team, but that's my preferable team. And I say the reason I'd start Casemiro is because I think he could do 70 minutes, but I would absolutely bring him off after that amount of time because he's a liability after 60, 70 minutes. And Amrabat could come on and give us some legs and presence in the middle of the park. I've said it before, I don't think City are that good. I know it sounds crazy, maybe. But if you break it down and watch the way they play and disrupt their patterns, you can disrupt their patterns, you can hurt them, you can get in behind them. They have spells in games where I feel like they almost seem to have time where they decompress, where they just sort of they take their foot off the gas, almost purposely, I think, to kind of gather a bit of momentum to go again. And in those pockets of time, you've got to hurt them because they will. I saw it in the cup final last season. We didn't play well in the cup final last season. We didn't have a proper team out there. We didn't have a centre forward. We had Marcus Rashford not jumping for balls at centre forward, having told in the pre-match interview that he has to calm himself down before a derby because he's going to get sent off. Like, all right then, Marcus. We had no outlet. It was a poor United team, and yet it was 2-1. And in the last few minutes, we hit the bar, and we were knocking on the door. Inter Milan had about 30% possession, and unfortunately their chances fell to Romelu Lukaku, but they had chances. They had quite a few chances. They were the better team in terms of hurting City and getting impactful moments in the game. City did next to nothing in that game with all the possession they had. Chelsea in the semi-final of the FA Cup, really completely dominated City, and they had moment after moment after moment, didn't take them, didn't have conviction. So Højlund is a young boy who I think has had too much put onto him this season. But what a day for him! What a day for him potentially, where hopefully he could be a hero. Hopefully he could emerge and get us a goal. He's very good at creating his own chances because he has to. But if he's not slow, I think he's got a decent turn of pace. Ahmad can cause problems if he plays. He has to play. Ahmad has to play. That's massive for me today. I'd have serious questions about the authenticity and the freedom to select the team he wants of Erik ten Hag if Marcus Rashford plays and Ahmad doesn't. Ahmad has to play, and I think he'll hurt City. And I think Garnacho came off the bench last year in the final, and he made the difference. They couldn't live with him. So I'd have Rashford on the bench, and I think with his pace, he could be an option. It's a warm day, and probably will be down there as well. It's a big pitch. It's a big occasion. A decent option off the bench for the last 15 minutes with a point to prove, maybe. Not that I think he feels he has got a point to prove, but I think that could be an option. Other than that, we haven't got an awful lot of options. We've got Amrabat, who can come on and do that more physical job, if necessary, to combat Casemiro's ageing legs. And I don't know if Maguire's fit in terms of, just thinking about the bench now. Don't know if Maguire's fit. He would be a decent person to have on the bench. So we haven't got a plethora of options outside the first 11, but that's the squad we've got. It's 11v11. It's a day when anything can happen, and you've got to use every tiny percent you can. And I don't know, it's too late now probably, but I was going to say, if I did my preview earlier in the week, I finished watching the Treble documentary earlier in the week actually, and just thought Ten Hag's got to show them this. When you play for Man United, you're standing on the shoulder of giants, and the 99 team was standing on the shoulders of the 60s team, the team from the 60s, the 68 team, Best Law and Charlton, but they're also standing on the shoulder of the Munich boys, the Busby Babes, Eddie Coleman, Duncan Edwards, Roger Byrne, and the like. And I think they, not only the 99 team, not only kind of lived with that, but seemed to thrive off that, and seemed to take it as their duty to go and honour that team and those teams, and obviously had the season of everybody's dreams to win the treble. Because we won all 3 trophies, we got to see the documentary about it, which was fascinating in my mind. But actually, we could have won 1 trophy that year. I'd still wanted to see a documentary about it, because the mentality, the mindset of that team. Okay, we did win 3, so it's easier to say the mentality of the team was good. But even if we hadn't have done, still the mentality, the culture that was there was magical. And we're light years away from that. But we've all seen the clips of us scoring the goals against Liverpool in the last minute against of the 4th round of the FA Cup, the Arsenal semi-final, late winners in the league, obviously coming from behind on the final day of the league season, and of course culminating at the Nou Camp with Teddy and Ollie scoring those goals. We've all seen all those things before, but what was fascinating for me is hearing the people that were there and hearing what they were feeling, what they were thinking about it. Now, this current group now is standing on the shoulders of those giants, and I don't think, maybe they can't cope with watching something like that. Maybe it wouldn't inspire them. Maybe they're not bothered. I don't know. But I think for the ones that would be, it might get an extra 2% out of them. For your Dallows, who I think would really get pumped after watching something like that. For your Varane, maybe Martinez. People who you can tap into, Bruno, Mainu, Højlund, Garnacho, those type of characters, I think would really benefit from watching something like that, and just thinking, you know what, this for one day could be us. It's only the FA Cup, it's not all 3, but I think you use anything you can in a situation like this, and I'd have been showing them that video without a doubt, because this club is magical, it's mythical, it's every fan of every club probably feels their club is special, but this is the Busby Babes. This is, as I say, the 68 team. This is the team of the 70s that won the cup against Liverpool in 77. This is Ron Atkinson's 83 and 85 team. This is Ferguson and the era that he built, and Cantona and Van Nistelrooy and Rooney and Scholes and Giggs and Nevilles and Becks and Roy Keane. When you play for Manchester United, like I said, you're standing on the shoulder of giants, And days like today are not just a game of football. It's a time to showcase who you are as a club across the world. And Man City, we know what they've done, we know how they've done it, but they'll never be us. And this is a chance in a game of football to go and bloody their nose a little bit. And we're going to have a good plan. We're going to have to execute that plan. We're going to have to be solid. Onana might have to have a brilliant game. But I think we can do it. I might be bang wrong. I probably will be, but I don't care. I've got to go into this game with optimism. And come 5 minutes before the kickoff, I'll be right up for it. Predictions. I'm going to unashamedly let my heart rule my head. I'm going 2-1 United. City will definitely score, but I think 2-1 United. Eric goes out in a blaze of glory, and then we have an incoming manager maybe in the next couple of days. Who knows? But seriously, though, I think it would be a fantastic way for Ten Hag to finish, if he is finishing here, to put that FA Cup in the trophy cabinet. So up the Reds, Glazers out. Wembley.